Baila un poquito más, acércate a mi mamá, que vamos a hacerlo una vez más. Ella baila pero no dice nada, su booty lo expresaba con perreíto y con dembow. Saben que ha sido la estrella dándole al reggaetón, ton, ya. Y empieza el flow, esta es la nueva era pero baila todo. Baila una de Maluma y Tego Calderón. La nena está bien puesta pa' cualquier canción, no tabaco y ron. Y empieza el flow, esta es la nueva era pero baila todo. Baila una de Maluma y Tego Calderón. La nena está bien puesta pa' cualquier canción, no tabaco y ron. Ella quiere más de lo que vamos a hacer en París, la Julia. Baila un poquito más, acércate a mi mamá, que vamos a hacerlo una vez más. Yeah. El que más ladra come hueso, el que a ti te baila sabe eso. Y nos ponemos bien traviesos, esos son efectos del proceso. Solo con esa mirada hace lo que quiere. Se ve muy educadita, hace sus deberes. Siempre ha sido la envidia de las mujeres, por toda esa belleza y cómo se mueve. Sos como tú me dejas después del party, en ti pensando. Cuando tú te sientes sola como una loca, a mí me llamas. Qué casualidad que pienses en lo mismo que yo estoy pensando. Escondernos en la playa jugando a solas de madrugada. Ella quiere más de lo que vamos a hacer en París, la Julia. Baila un poquito más, acércate a mi mamá, que vamos a hacerlo una vez más. Ella es una
met you, but you look. Oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. 'Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you. I just wanna
I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's knocking. I'm not the same. Thinking money made me change, nothing else to blame. Bougie stuck up in my way, singing Gucci gang. Gucci gang, think I'm Gucci Mane. I'm just playing in the cut, I got my Vans on. I'm not selfish, I get on and put my mans on. Always greedy since the day I got my first safe. 5'7", but I'm 6'8" when I stand on the money pals. Need a money counter, I broke my thumb from thumbing down. Wifey on my line, she told me to dumb it down. Mama on my line, asking how I'm dumbing now. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's not. Get out my way. I'm so unashamed. Throw it to my veins. Like my 2K green or blue, I'm not into games. Focus on your player's face while I'm stacking change. We throw out what you got on your whole crew late. Every time I drop it, knock you make the school face. I can't stand to be around people who are two-faced. I can't stand to do some business if you're too late. I beat the beater defeated. I beat the beater mistreated. I beat the odds deleted. On top, I'm ODing. No rock star with these leather pants. I'm AC/DCing. When I die, I bet they love me, but hate me when I'm breathing. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, it's rubbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ballpoint. I think you only love me cause I'm poppin'. This a layup, this a rebound, then it's robbing. Tyson with the fade, not the hair, my hands rocking. When I link with ballpoint, you know it's not.
What's going on?
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah.
Welcome back.
I follow. No need to say
No free publicity, no free shout outs in the chat room. Oh, y'all already getting started in here. In the chat room, city, age, gender. Let's get it. Oh man, you gotta get better insults than that, boy. Well, if you're a Muslim, go somewhere and pray. Bye. Big walks. Clout chasers. Back riders. Beat it. Coming in here talking about, I'm this, I'm that. Then go on do that on your channel. Oh, ain't nobody over there. Oh, okay. That's why you over here. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We are on again and popping because we knocking. It's a layup. It's a Dennis Rodman. We are back tonight with another show. And in the chat room, folks is already feeling themselves a little bit. Man, please. You can't get upset when somebody with no picture and a fake name says something to you because this train has left the station. The movement has started and people have realized, you know what? Time out for all them silly playground insults. All he does is slander. Here's the thing. You can't keep using those tactics. They don't work anymore. You got to step into 2020 and catch up. You got folks all over the internet talking and saying the same thing. The truth is a defense to slander. The truth is an absolute affirmative defense. So here we go. Like it or not. Let me see who's saying this in the chat room because I'm starting to block people. Oh. Yeah, anybody that comes in here calling me a fool or something, they go ahead and get blocked right off the rip. Moderators, if you see somebody coming in here talking, insulting me, calling me a fool or anything like that, don't time out, block them. That's right. You're gone. None of that stuff tonight because here we go. This ain't your place anyway. This ain't your show. This ain't a show for you anyway. You see the title of the show. What is it in the chat room? You see it. It says it's either one of two shows. I think a lot of people want to see number one, the kind of women that high value men avoid and why. But the other show is why do women have such a problem? Have such an issue with rankings. I don't understand why, women would have such a problem with rankings when they are big on ranking men left and right, which is fine. You can rank guys left and right. I don't mind it, but I think it's interesting when women get upset when they got a problem with being ranked. I want somebody that's 6 feet tall, making six figures, got a six pack. He's got to have at least this. You got your list down. You know, your list, it fill up an entire spiral notebook. But then somebody mess around and ask your height, weight, dress size, and what you look like. And some of y'all act like I slapped your mama. Well, newsflash, ladies, whether you like it or not, men rank you. So, what do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about the women Henry avoids and why? Which I think that's a pretty good show. That's number one. The women that Henry avoids and why. And before you answer, there are 5 women broken down by professions and everything else. Or we can do number 2. Why do women have such a problem with rankings? And then pull out some old school octane model. 87 octane or 85 octane gas, 87 octane gas, 89 octane gas, 92 octane and 100 octane. Which one do we want? Do we want the women Henry needs to avoid and why he needs to avoid them? Or do we want number 2? Number 1 or number 2? How do you call in? You wait until I decide to drop the link and you get in via Zoom. And here's the thing, in order to get in on the show, I'm done with y'all and y'all janky systems. You cannot be on speakerphone. You need to take me off Bluetooth. That means yes, you need to be on your phone like this talking. No YouTube playing in the background, no chat room. We're just having a conversation. Well, look at all the ones. Okay, we're going to start from the rip. I'm seeing a crap ton of ones. Oh, look like the ones got it. Super touchy. See, KB, I need to understand what you women think the world is. Super touchy. Oh, is it really touchy when you say you want a man to be able to pay all the bills? Is it super touchy when you say you want a man that's 6 feet tall or no? See, what you don't like is when it touches you. And the world is past that. Tommy Lauren, skinny, blonde, brown-eyed white woman, got drugged for filth last week, trying to pull that old playbook, men are trash, and the world is past that. So you're going to have to learn that the world is to the point to where now men are finally speaking up, saying what they want, and taking a cue from the ladies, because you have made it clear that you want somebody on your level, and I got no problem with it. But I am so sorry that if you find that if there are no touchy subjects for adults. You know what? I'm getting on into it. You know what's touchy? Is when you're failing. When you're failing, it's touchy. Give you a case in point. I never hear any real problems in a ranking system from women 23 and under. Women 18 to 23, they don't have no problem with a ranking system. No matter where they rank, they don't have a problem with it. Really, 18 to 22. College age women don't have a problem with it. Women age 23 to 25, when they're out of college and they put on a little extra pound or two and they can't just play it off. But you know what? You know the people who tend to have a problem with the ranking system?
Danger zone!
Women who are getting into that danger zone, 27 to 35. And then really have a problem is when they're in no man's land. No man's land is when you are 36 to 60. See, Judge Dre knows that there's a ranking system for men. Every man in here knows we are being ranked, and we accept it. Ladies, it's time for you to accept it too. It's time for you to accept it too, and then do something about it, because we're not telling you this to roast you or cook you. Believe me, I got better things to do than to supposedly roast and cook and slander a bunch of people I don't know. I would dare anybody to bring that crap up to my channel when I open it. As much time and effort as I spend talking to complete strangers doing my level best to answer the questions that they ask to the best of my ability for free. Knock it off. So as we get on into it, the only thing I ask you guys is if we got to keep the likes up. Right now we got 2,300 viewers and we only got 764 likes. Man, we got to get the dislike percentage over 50%. We got to have at least 1,250. We need to get at least 1,250 likes. See, if the likes drop, if it's not at least half and half, what happens? The intermission song comes up. So I know everybody got in here. You probably got excited, things like that. Do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button. I'm going to go ahead and take it on good faith that we're about to get this one down. Gus asks, can I tell you the name of that Yves Saint Laurent panty dropper cologne? Yeah, it's called Yves Saint Laurent La Nuit de l'Homme. La Nuit, Nuit, Del''Homme. La Nuit. The night. What was it? Something night and on the long. I don't know. It's the night. All right. So, guys, let me get on into it. Shout out to Charles Faulkner. I heard you get shouted out on Amazing Lucas's channel earlier today. So, as we get into it, let's talk about it. Henry, high value men. High value is like the buzzword of YouTube, and that's fine. But you know what? I'm gonna start being honest, man. In order to be high value, I'm dropping that video tomorrow. High value, you have to make a certain amount of money. Well, first off, to be high value, the men of the group, high value men confer the ranking upon other men, and they confer it first by starting with money. $10,000 a month. So like $120,000 a year in Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Atlanta for at least about 5 years. 5 years in a row. You have to have made over six figures for 5 years or more. You have to, the money has to be able to come from sources that people can verify, legal sources. Business sources, meaning you like it or not, it needs to be LinkedIn level. Flipping it out your trunk, selling stuff. Nope, it has to be LinkedIn level. The money, the length of time, the where it came from, then it has to be conferred upon you by other groups of high value men. There's high value loaner. It's an oxymoron. Why? Because you have to be in a group and be useful. You got to be used by the group. All right. So a lot of folks are talking about the night of man. Thank you. Appreciate you. Because my French is terribad. And I make no bones about it. It's horrible. So now a lot of folks are talking about high value this, high value that. Got some rather interesting characters talking about high value, and I'm like, oh, hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know, I'm not the one going to say, hey, you're not high value. You can't. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but some people are more credible than others, and we'll just leave it there. All right, we are talking about the women that high value men avoid. And why? I don't know why some of you folks just think you can call in. I'm just going to call in. Nope, you're not going to call. You can just waste your time calling into the show. Changing that tomorrow. I'm just going to call. I'm going to ask myself, what kind of women do high value men avoid? And then why? Well, let's first start off with this. We're not over the halfway point. I'm going to give it 2 or 3 more minutes. If we don't get the likes up over 1,500, we cut to intermission before we get into the program. Come on, folks. Just hit the like button. It's just a little move over there. All right. This is in no particular order, okay? But One of the the first chick I want to talk about that high value men tend to avoid. And what I mean is they avoid for long-term relationships, marriage. We're talking about public relationships. We're not talking about they'll hit it, kick it with you. We're talking about, nope, not going to drop to that ring. Not going to drop to the floor, to the knee and put a ring on it. The first woman on the top of the list, and I'm going to put this at number one. Well, we're going to go from least to most. Okay. From least to most, the fifth chick he avoids is the loose chick. The loose chick. The chick that would be on Amber Rose's Walk. The chick that would be running around singing Nicki Minaj WAP. If you walk around talking about Nicki Minaj WAP, if you're talking like Meg the Stallion, if you talk about Hot Girls Summer, if you're talking about tap 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 tap, waist on didda, that is a catchy song though. I am not gonna lie. You know what? Let's do that right there. That is a catchy song. Oh, if I play it, they're gonna copyright me. But waist on didda, I'm a it is a catchy song. I cannot lie. But you will not have a high value man talking that mess. So you can listen to all these hip hop chicks and you can have all kind of Skittles, rainbow colors in your hair. You can have these long, pointy Edward Scissorhands fingernails, and this cartoonish makeup that even RuPaul would be like, damn, slow down. You can have all that. And you will attract men who are looking for a character. But be invited to the governor's mansion, the mayor's ball, taking you to a local gala, a new art exhibit, taking you out to no, not happening. Waist don't tibba, tap tap tabba. I'm gonna show you how to get an 8-finger. Really? No, not gonna happen. The loose chick. Why? Because he has a reputation to uphold. He doesn't want to walk in there with a sleazoid. I mean, the loose chick shows that she doesn't even have any discretion regarding her own brand. It's not the fact that she cannot be a amazing behind closed doors. The fact that that's what she walks around talking about or she's known for cannot afford to be seen with you. That's why whenever you see a high value, I don't even want to use a Hollywood example, but I will. That's why those things never match. Opposites attract. It don't work though. First thing, the loose chick. And what is a loose chick? Loose chicks tend to be, ready? Loose chicks tend to be hairstylists, artists, actresses, massage therapists, servers, waiters, waitresses, anything where you can make cash in a day. Ooh, I know I'm about to get some hate mail. Loose chicks. Why? Because, they're very bohemian. They're just out here. It's all, they got patchouli air fresheners. They got India RE playing, some of these they proud to talk about, oh, look, I ain't shaved my landing strip in a while. My landing strip is overgrown. No. High value men down with the Brazilian. These chicks, they just out there. And that's cool, man. Do yourself, chica. But understand, high value men, long term, not gonna happen. Because you don't fit with the other women. You don't fit with the other women. You don't speak with like the other women because there is a different group. High value men deal with 92 octane women, 89 octane women, and in some cases, I don't say some cases, 87, 89, and 92. High value men, Blue Henrys tend to marry 87 octane women, and in some cases 89 octane women. Let me explain what that means. 85 octane is the hood chick, the chick from the hood. That means she grew up in the same place. She went to the neighborhood school. She graduated from high school. You know, she's the around the way girl. That's what she is. You know, I'm not gonna call her a ratchet or nothing like that. That does not, hood is not synonymous with that. She's just the hood girl, small town girl. If it was a different country, a different part of the city, it's the hood chick, right? And she tends to get along better with a guy who's on her, because we're talking about class tonight, economic class. All right, 85s tend to kick with 85s. 87 octanes, that's the standard gasoline in this country. 87 octane graduated from high school, and a lot of 87 octanes went on to get some sort of home health care, some sort of nursing degree. A lot of these women tend to work in retail for the federal government. At best, they have some sort of certification or a junior college associates. That's an 87. And the bulk of the wives, according to BGS Ipmore, who came up with this system, shout out to BGS, come from right here. Blue collar men and 87 octane women tend to go really well together. Now, 89 octane women are the women who are next step up. They went to college, university, state college, maybe even went to junior college and then went and got their 4-year degree. These are the women who are close enough to seeing the white collar world and all that kind of stuff, but they're not willing to put in the work that it takes to be at the next level. The HBO show Insecure is a great model for that. The plus size friend Kim is an 89 octane. Issa Rae is an 89 octane. Okay? When Lawrence was kicking it with that girl from the bank, she was an 87 octane. Okay? As far as, and I stopped watching it, but I don't recall an 85 octane. 89 octanes are in white collar spaces, but they don't have what 92 octane women have: ambition. Next, we get to the 92 octane woman. That's Molly, and that's the Amanda Seales character. They're denoted by the fact that they go to school, they go to Howard, or they go or HBCU for pride. They go to PWI for pride. They go to Ivy League for pride. 92 octanes are the women who lead, who are proud of their school, their organizations, their professional degrees and certifications. And these are the women that we're going to be focusing a lot on tonight, because these are the women who tend to not, hypergamy is big with them because they see men out there being masters of the universe. They see guys that have had to separate themselves from other people. They didn't just go to high school or whatever. All right. So the first chick, there's a stylist, that kind of stuff. She fits in that 85 octane. Well, according to some of the people in 85 may be on government assistance, working, minimum wage jobs, such and so forth. You get some 85 and 89, 85 and 87 spillover. That's the loose chick. Hairstylist, nail tech, play money, cash. The next person. Before we get into that, let's take a look. Got to get these likes. Oh, man, y'all are tripping. All right, we got to get these likes up. I've already asked you 15 million times, so we're going to go to intermission until we get my likes up. Give me what I want. Give me what I need. Give me what I want. Give me what I need. Give me what I want. Give me what I need. Damn likes. I need them likes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get them likes. Keep on pushing, people. Hit the refresh. Woo! Get them up to 1,800. There we go. All right, there we go. Intermission over. Next up on the list. That's all we need to get the likes up. Next on the list. Which one is the next one? What do you guys think the next one is? So we got the artist and the nail techs and things like this. And again, no heat, no judgment. No heat, no judgment. But I often speak to my clients. Today Mondays are busy days for me. Mondays and Tuesdays are busy days for me. Today I had 7 appointments with men. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, I knock out about 15 to 18 appointments with men. So I'm not just talking out of the side of my neck, folks. All right. The next woman Henrys tend to avoid, in order of importance, this is the cool chick. This is the cool chick. This is the chick that Charles Faulkner on here. This is the chick. This is the woman that you can call her your homegirl. This is the woman that can come over and watch basketball with you, football. She's some people even ask you if she's a switch hitter, if she's does she have a liquor license? Some people like, man, is old girl, she's down with the other side, right? This woman is the cool woman, the home girl. She was always playing football with the boys. And what kind of work do these women tend to do? Well, these women tend to be police or military. Police or military. And into a larger extent, into a lesser degree, some sort of truck driver, since that's becoming more prolific. But primarily, police and military. These are the women that got guns, that go to the range. I mean, they got what's up, dog? These are the women that try to spot you in the gym. And again, no heat, no judgment, but Henry avoids those women because the levels of femininity are just non-existent. Some people say they look like they tend not to emphasize their femininity. These are the women that are wearing Timberlands. Somebody said they wearing Timberlands with their lingerie. What's up, dog? Come on in here, man. They got it on a t-shirt. They, and God forbid they got that one, that little black teardrop right there. Got mad tattoos, short hair. Tend to be a little bit. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. And even if they're not that extreme, they are that way in their mannerisms. They tend not to speak in the lower registers of their voice. They're gruff. They're hardened women. And high value men ain't trying to hear none of that. Because, again, this is about how your woman gets, how she represents you when she's around other high value men's wives and women. All these women over here talking about the PTA meeting, the junior league, the fundraiser, the boosters for this, and, Girl Scout troop meetings. And she's coming over there, man, I am just jacked up, man. They done. You see what they're doing to the upcoming football season, man? Preseason is messed up, man. I am bugging. And like, what? I mean, did y'all see what happened? And and funny thing is, she's cool, right? And she doesn't even feel right hanging around these women. And the problem with this woman is she's cool enough to where, man, if she would just put on a dress and put on some heels and go girly feminine, man, she would probably be like the easiest to get along with in the long term, but it never works. It never works because at the end of the day, she's too cool. All right, don't come in here typing in all caps, please. You will get timed out. All right, next up. The next women, Henry, high earners, not rich yet. Guys that are on that out here with the ends meeting, whether they Blue Henry, Blake Henry, or even the guys who are getting out of the hit squad. Guys who are getting into their late 20s and 30s, and they're graduating into the Henry status. See, I'll talk about that another thing, but when women are getting into the danger zone, guys in the hit squad are graduating up to Henry because they've been out of school for a few years. All right, the next group that high value men tend to avoid. Don't get upset with me, ladies, but this is just the truth. The perfectionist. And she tends to be a doctor, a master's, PhD. These are in areas right here, or where you may even find women who have IT or STEM. Why? Because perfectionists want everything to be in boxes. You know, like I was speaking to the lady last night and tell about the control issues. This is the woman. Guys avoid perfectionists like the plague because they come off like teachers and librarians and Catholic school nuns and da-da-da. And, you know, no, they're just no fun to be around. These are the women that never really smile. They're finger wagging and they're just, you know, just Hillary Clinton. Even when they laugh, it doesn't sound legitimate. Okay? Again, when have you ever heard of a doctor, a medical doctor, a woman who's an IT or STEM, rarely, you know, or a woman has a master's or a PhD who aren't a little on the wry side of things, okay? A little on the wry side of things. Shout out to Big Dennis Sperling, Esquire. And again, ladies, I am not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm telling you why high value men avoid you so you can know it. I have people are like, they know, I find it funny. You got all these men over here bashing women. That word you can't use bash, slander. You got to use different words. You know, why would high value men be over here? That's more smoke screen, gaslighting, and deflection. Why don't you just say, I don't believe black men can be high value? That's what you're really saying, instead of saying, why would they be over here? Well, because they hear a message that they resonate with, and because they're my network and my clients. I hear from them. They don't like dealing with perfectionist women, doctors, masters, PhD, because of that perfectionism. The discipline it took you to get your PhD is a turnoff for many high value men. Sorry, it just is. And also, if you think about it, it takes you 8 years to get it. 4 years for your undergrad, 2 years for your master's, 2 years for your PhD. If you went to college at 18, that means you're not getting out till 26, 27. You spent that much of your time out of serious relationship. In high school, people really aren't dating like they used to. So in college is the first time a lot of people are having a chance to really date, and you're going all the way up to
danger zone.
You're going all the way up to the danger zone without really exercising your opportunities to date. So by the time you come out with your master's or your PhD, you're a woman in the danger zone and very low social soft skills. So then you start getting upset like Tommy Lauren talking about value. And no, nobody values value. The next group, the next two groups are going to go without, I think every man will probably be unanimous on this. The next group is the perpetual victim or the crybaby. And what profession do these women tend to be in? Welcome to my psychology chicks. My psychology women. Psychology. Yes. Yes. Anything where you have to look at the global issues of mankind and when you're sitting there being psychoanalyzed by a woman who has a plethora of issues, but if you bring them up to her, it's everything that's on her plate, everything that she is, it's well deserved. She's the perpetual victim. These women are never at fault. They never truly admit fault. They cry about everything. This is the group where we start getting into from the perfectionist on up. The perfectionist on up is where you start getting the black women's version of the Karen White. This is where the black Karens come in. The black Karens come in at the perfectionist level, the victim crybaby level, and the next level. These are the women you'll find in corporate America who are in HR. They're in something in the work world to where they can be nosy. They can be all up in somebody's business. They're in HR. They're in customer service. They are somewhere to where they got an ear to the ground and they can know all the tea. They can know all of this and all of that. And inevitably, they tend to be this. They tend to be a little on the rotund side. You know, rarely do you see a professional victim or a professional crybaby who's in HR or something like that, who's just, she's fit as a fiddle. She's fit as a fiddle. No, she come through. Hey, did you read that new memo? You parked your car out front and that's not one of our designated spaces. So we're going to need you to move your car or else I'm going to have to. I already reported you to your manager and the director and the CEO because you parked your car and I sent a memo out last week. And you're like, you called the manager, director, and the CEO? Well, yes, that can get us into trouble. They can send a $13 fine each time someone parks up front where they're not designated. So if you'll go to your memo, I copied you. I blind copied you on it on the email I sent to your manager, the director, the CEO, and the president of the United States, because I thought you needed to be reported to Homeland Security because you are a security risk, possibly. Yes, Karen White, everybody. Never responsible. Never got no friends. Always got, peppermints and butterscotches in their purse, bringing their lunch, why? Because they never want to leave the office because they always got to know something. Yeah, that's it. That's right. Always in clerical. Yep, that's her. Yep, that's right. So these brothers avoid these women like, you're a chaos monster. You're a chaos monster and you always got something to say about somebody. Not that I care, but you ain't heard it from me. Yeah, right. And then the final one, the big one on the list that the women that Henry's avoid, and why. They avoid, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? They avoid the feminist or the womanist. I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore. I will survive. Yes. And what profession do you tend to see dominated by the womanist or the feminist or women that lean like this? She is an attorney, or she is likely in politics. Oh my goodness. Hi, I'm attorney. When she says I'm attorney so-and-so, what do most brothers do? They are like, no. Hey man, you see a girl over here? Yeah, what does she do? She's an attorney. Yeah, bro. No. See, a man can be an attorney. A man can actually be an attorney and be a cool dude. But a female attorney, Henry don't want no parts of that. All kind of nightmares. Try to get with her. You got a prenup? Oh yeah, she's already got out clauses and exit strategies. No, this is the kind of woman that you meet her. You know, she's going through your Facebook and your Instagram and your Twitter and your Snapchat. This is the woman that has an annual subscription to do background checks on everybody she meets at the damn Chamber of Commerce meeting. She has a file on everybody. And she hangs out with, and they just sit around just in a toxic stew. Her and the professional victim of the crybaby and the perfectionist, the Stygian witches, 3 of them, just all bad. Now I know people are gonna be like, I know women who are attorneys who are married. Well, you know, okay, what kind of law? Are you talking about, internal law where you're talking about, but if you're talking about a litigator, someone that has to go to trial, you want to know the top, a family court lawyer? Oh my God. A lifetime subscription of Purina cat food. No, thank you. Most Henrys are like, I ain't gonna risk no family law attorney. No, thank you. The kind of law that you'd have to practice, I mean, some obscure form or, maybe, organic chemistry law or something like, Yu-Gi-Oh card law or video game, trademarking. You got to do some cool kind of law. But even at that, they're like, nah, man, I'm just ladies. Henry's just avoid these women. Well, that's not fair. Because here's what's going to come up. That's not fair. That's not fair because you just knocked out a bunch of professions that women can actually make substantial money and have a higher quality of life. What are you saying that you want us women to do? Work at fast food, Burger King or McDonald's, minimum wage and starve? We can't go out and have careers. We can't go out and have a nice home and a nice car and all the other kind of stuff. We don't have husbands yet, so what are we supposed to do? Just be barefoot and broke? Is that what you're telling us to do? Well, let me go back to yesterday's broadcast. Women who lead with their blank lose high value men. And what was the first one? You lead with your education or your degree. Why? Because it funnels into the second one. You lead with your job or your career, which funnels into the third one. Your money or your resources, which funnels into the fourth one. And the last two were your sexuality and your kids. ladies, I'm not just saying this stuff to bother you, but I'm telling you, the men you want or say you want don't want women in these kind of masculine things. If you recall yesterday, 4 of the 5 things that women lead with that tend to put them out of contention for high value men are masculine. Education and degree, job, career, money or your resources, and your sexuality. The only thing that was uniquely feminine was the 5th one, kids. Well, today's list is pretty much the same thing. The only profession on here that is uniquely feminine tends to be the hairstylist, the nail technician, the artist, that kind of thing. That lends itself more to the creative. Everything else on there tends to lend itself towards logic, structure, which, hey, it has a byproduct. So inevitably it comes out to say, well, what are you trying to say, Kevin? I'm an attorney. I'm a psychiatrist. I'm in the military. I'm in the police. I'm one of these things. I own a beauty salon. Are you saying there's no hope for me? Well, those are the people that should call in. What are you trying to say? I'm saying what my clients, my friends, my network, and the men who I have known for over 20 years, the women that high value, high earning men avoid. Tommy Lauren, remember I said it's not your skin color, ladies, it's your attitude. What did Tommy Lauren do? Political pundit. Remember, skinny. She's a bit of a size 2, blonde, brown eye, but that attitude of that I'm a hard charging political pundit, and her friends can't keep a man. So I said, Tommy Lauren's got something to teach you. Thank you, Tommy, for actually showing that we know what we're talking about over here. Well, are you telling me just to quit? Oh, got to call in. We got to talk about it. Because, hey, got to talk about it. You can do what you want to do. Your path, your choice. No heat, no judgment. I'm just giving you the information. Let's get into the next part of it. As we get into the next part of it, ladies, the call line will be open. Remember, don't call in acting crazy. Don't call in trying to cuss and fuss at me. We're going to get on this mug. Because at the end of the day, like it or not, Keisha on fries. What did Tommy Lawrence say? Value. Some of these women don't have a problem. Maybe you've priced yourself out of the market. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Wrong song. No, that's wrong song. Okay, maybe you priced yourself out of the market. It's not for me to say, but I would tell you, all you gotta do is go ask your buddies, and they will tell you.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
Go, Tierra. Money World Girl.
Digo las cosas como son, no quiero
Go,
ninguna aceptación.
Money World
Tampoco
Girl.
vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah, no me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un el dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah, yeah. Money work, se arregla con dinero, yeah. Money work, corazón, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, yeah, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Money work. Money work. Money work. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunes. Lunático.
Thank you, Tiara. With your fine self. She just be doing that money. That when she get to the hips, you gotta admit, man, some of that time you like, dang, she is flap, 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 flap. Go on in, Tiara. Tiara Scoops, everybody. The Money World. All right, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Now remember, we be nice to them if they be nice to us. Don't call in here acting crazy, trying to talk loud and all that other stuff. It's not going to work. You're going to have to get on the camera. I got to be able to see who I'm talking to. You don't have to be on camera on YouTube, but you will have to be on camera visibly. Not just your picture. I need to verify who you are. So that's what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to start your picture, your camera up. Start your camera up. Start your camera up. Do, 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 do. Money World. So, Money World, baby. Shaking. She, man, was, woo. You can have a hard time keeping up with her in the gym, boy. She'll be like, whap, 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 whap. All right, ladies. Come on. Come on. They're like, I don't want to come on. I don't want to get on the camera. I thought I could just lay in the cut. Hey, Portia. We'll go ahead and unmute you. Uh-oh. We're going into the lab. Portia, how are you? Okay, see, what I need you to do is I need you to mute the YouTube channel in the background. I told y'all this.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you, yes, but I need you to mute the YouTube channel in the background. All you need to be on is Zoom.
Okay. I think I did it. I don't know.
Okay. So what do you have on the topic? What, Henry avoids these women, and why? Are you one of those women?
I don't really know. I don't think so. I mean,
do you have one of those professions?
No. When I was 19, I used to do facials, but my dad told me it was a bad idea.
You used to do what?
When I was 19, I used to do facials, but my dad told me it was a bad idea and that I need to get a real job. And so
you need to get a real job? Is that what you said?
Huh?
You said your dad told you need to get a real job?
Yeah, when I was 19 doing facials. And so I had stopped doing that, and I became an insurance actuary, which is like a lot of research, monotonous,
All
like
right. So what?
numbers.
Okay. Yeah. So you're still one of those tech kind of chicks.
I wish I was
Okay. So what?
because
Okay. Here's the thing. How old are you?
I'm 27.
All right. Um, your dad told you need to get a real job. That's fine. It might have helped him to tell you need to get a husband.
He did.
Okay. And
And,
what happened with that?
well, see, my dad's Muslim, I'm not, and I
Now
was
remember,
dating a guy.
I got 9 people in here. I need to get to the meat of the story.
Well, I didn't listen because my dad didn't like my boyfriend at the time, and we ended up breaking up.
Your dad didn't like your boyfriend at the time?
He didn't like him because he wasn't black.
Okay. So what do you have on? Okay. Do you have anything on the subject though? Because
Yes, I want to say that I think women, somebody told me a long time ago that always think about ways that you could add to anybody, not even just guys, but I think on this subject, maybe like women thinking of ways that they
Kelsey,
could
you can unmute yourself. Okay, Portia.
thinking of
Portia,
thinking of
you're just kind of calling to talk. You don't have a
I
question.
was confused. This is
Okay.
my first time,
Okay. Well, I'm
so
sorry. Well, sit back and watch because I need people who got
okay.
questions. All right, Kelsey. Is it?
Hi, Kevin.
How are you?
I'm great. No echo. I'm okay.
Yeah. But see, I'm gonna just say, like the previous caller, 27 years old, ladies. When you're dealing with men who are doing stuff, you can't be confused. You have to follow instructions and be respectful. Following instructions is respectful. You can't just come in and just do what you want to do and say, hi. That's not cool. All right, Kelsey, what's going on?
Nothing much. Thanks for taking the call.
What do you have on the subject?
Well, I think
Are you okay? Are you any one of those? Are you in any of those categories? Any of those job titles? No? She muted herself. Okay, unmute yourself.
I used to be, Kevin, many years ago.
Okay, what were you many years ago?
I was a military girl.
Okay. And how has that impacted you and your chance for
Well, it didn't at the time, but hindsight, of course, now that I'm older, I could see how masculine I was, and I could see how I thought I was equal to my coworkers,
all right. Oh,
which were men.
right. And that will run men off. Hey, Bat, I'm going to come to you next. Kamal Brown, I don't know why you're here, bro. It's for women. It's for women. Go ahead, A-Bat.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello.
How are you?
What do you got on the topic?
I don't think that I'm any of those 5 women that you listed. I feel like I typically do date high value men, but I don't know how to keep them.
You date them, but you don't know how to keep them. Okay.
Yes.
All right. How old are you?
3.
Okay. I don't know what happened to the delay here. You're 30?
33.
33. And the last time you were with a high value man, you were, how long ago was your last relationship?
My last relationship was about 2 months ago, and that lasted for 9 months.
9 months? 9 months. Whoever this is, Avanet Gunham. Okay. Hi, how are you? It lasted 9 months. All right. Okay. So you're 33. You have any children?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Number one. How many?
I have 2 boys, 11 and 8. They are from a marriage. I was married for 10 years.
Okay. So you're a single mother. You're not a baby mama.
Right.
All right, because you was about to get a. Because I come from a baby mama. Okay. So what's going on? You're an attractive woman. How tall are you?
5'6",
Dress size?
4.
All right. So,
So
go ahead.
I'm currently dating. I consider him a high value man. He's a doctor. We live in New York City. We've been talking for about 2 months.
Yeah, but let me finish my questions up.
Mhm.
All right. What did your ex-husband do for a living?
He is a property manager.
It's like a property manager at a corporate complex, a residential complex. What are we talking about?
Residential complexes
Okay.
for nonprofit.
For nonprofit?
Yeah.
All right. So that doesn't sound like a lot of money.
Around like $80K.
In New York, that's like $40,000 anywhere else. So,
Yeah.
high value men, because I lived in Manhattan. Why high value men now? Because you say you can't keep them, and I'm kind of zeroing in why. But I need to. If you don't come from that high value man or high value lifestyle, why do you need a high value man now?
Well, after divorce, I've typically only dated high value men.
I get it, but why do you need it though?
Because I feel like I have a lot to offer, and I'm not looking to be a like stay-at-home mom or anything. I do still want to work, but there's a certain lifestyle that I like to maintain.
Say again, something that you like to maintain?
A certain lifestyle and quality of life.
Yeah.
That I like.
And how long you been divorced?
3.5 years.
All right. So what do you do? And what do you do for a living?
I'm a compliance officer at a top 5 bank.
At HUD?
No. A big bank.
You're borging out. You're a compliance officer somewhere. All right.
At JP Morgan.
All right. So you made more than your husband.
Yes.
All right. So there you go. You made more than your husband. So if you're going into this marketplace wanting to date a high value man, you have 2 children by a man who's not high value. So what history do you have of cooperating, working with, or being on the team of a high value man? If you've been married for 10 years to a man who made less than you.
Well, I had a couple of. Well,
I need you to think about that question that I just asked. I asked you a good question. You were married for 10 years, yes?
Yes.
All right. In your 10 years, your husband was a middle class man.
Yes.
All right. So you have a history of working with and cooperating with the middle class man. You married him and you had 2 children with him. Now you want a high value man. Why? And I just
because I feel like I've leveled up to where
How'd you level up? Because
I did a lot
you're
of
10
work.
you're 10 years older. You're 10 years older. How'd you level up?
Yeah. Well, I did a lot of work on myself after divorce, like therapy and.
Okay, but Miss Bat, I need you to understand. That's after divorce. How did you appreciably level up? Okay, understand something. On the open market, what age did you get married?
21.
21, and now you're 33.
Yes.
You are 12 years older. 2 children deeper. What have you done to overcome that?
Well, I've maintained my physical. I've had some relationships after marriage where I've learned from that as well. Like, so I've dated a couple of high value men where I've learned from those relationships.
Right. But your problem is you cannot keep them. And what I'm trying to get you to understand, ma'am, is High value men move differently than middle class men. They choose their women differently. I've often said you can be a high value man's date, but they don't marry women who don't fit their high value lifestyle.
So do you think it's because I have children specifically?
Well, I
because
think
I
that
know how to
okay,
move around
you're
those
borging out, man. I don't know what's going on. Are you on Wi-Fi?
Yeah, but let me move closer to the.
Okay, your children are a factor, but ma'am, okay, your husband worked for a nonprofit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say somebody like myself, when I was living in Manhattan, working for a telecommunications concern, making mid six figures, near sevens. Smith and Walensky, Hamptons. And what are you guys doing on the weekends when you were married? You were doing middle class stuff. So
Yeah.
you got a different mindset. Okay, let me ask
But
you that. Let me
after
listen
divorce,
before you get upset. If you were a pretty woman, would you be asking for what you're asking for right now? If you just looked average. There you go.
no.
There you go. You want a
Because
high value man
tax,
because you're attractive. But see, the thing is, you didn't go out and hold out for a high value man when you were at the peak of your youth. You got a middle class man.
I didn't know any better.
Well, okay, but it's not like you can, okay. But high value men are not lottery tickets.
Mm-hmm.
I keep asking you, what can you do for a high value man? And you can't do anything because you're showing that you don't even understand what they would need. Have you
No,
listen?
I listen to your
Listen. Let me
show,
let me
so I
let me
know.
no, okay. Let me give you an example. Have you ever hosted? Have you ever been to a 7-course meal?
5-course.
Okay. Have you ever hosted a dinner party?
Yes.
For how many people?
About 15.
The food was
Well, it was prepared by me, my mom, and my mom mainly.
mm-hmm. And the people that attended were
Mainly friends and some family.
were there any children?
Yes.
That's not a dinner party. You don't even know.
Okay.
No offense, ma'am. You don't even know. I'm trying to be rude, but you don't even know what I'm referring to. High value
So
men move in society.
mm-hmm.
Again, the main question I asked you that's important: if you weren't as cute as you are, you wouldn't be asking for this. Now here's what you basically said. I spent 10 years with a guy who's in the middle class. I was married to him and had 2 kids. Now I believe I deserve more when I'm older with kids. Where else does
Because
where
I've leveled up.
that is a
As far
YouTube, that is
as
a
a
YouTube
woman.
Instagram word. What does that mean?
Okay, so for me specifically, it means I've worked on my mental health, my emotional maturity, and what it means to be a feminine woman.
Which you should have had standard 21 years old when you married a high value man. I get what you're saying. You're better off mentally than you were then, but see, that's not enough. High value men expect feminine women at 21.
Mm-hmm.
High value men expect cultured women at 21, finishing schools. Women who know what a dinner party is, women who know what an after 5 gown looks like, women who understand these things, ma'am. And again, you said if you weren't pretty, you wouldn't be asking for this stuff. You're asking for more than you know you have on the ball. And you're losing your looks. But ma'am, in New York City, it's New York City?
Yeah.
In New York City, women who look like you are not uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
They're younger and they have no kids. And if you're a high value man, let's say you're a high value man, and you're making $1 million a year with Morgan Stanley, and you had a 33-year-old woman with a divorcee with 2 kids, and you had a 23-year-old woman with no children who graduated from Barnard or Columbia or Juilliard.
Well, she would beat me in the no kids, but not in the as far as the conversation I can hold.
All
And
right, I need you guys to understand what she just said. Again, she just said the conversation. You're trying to get men to value your wisdom, your experience. Men don't value that.
No, but I mean,
Okay. You're asking why, and I'm telling you why. You don't want to accept it, and I'm trying to dance around it as nice as possible without going harsh. But you're going to make me go there. No, you're not on that level. I mean, you're just not. You're pretty, but you're not on that level. The conversation. What can you talk about? You've been married 10 years to a middle class guy. You got 3 years of therapy to fix the things that were off with a middle class guy. You're not ready for a guy up there. You're not ready for a man who's in the elite level.
So even if I've dated a couple, that still doesn't make me ready.
No. Well,
because I've been
ask yourself a question. Who stopped seeing who? Did you drop them or did they drop you?
One of them I did, the other he did.
I don't know what that means. So you dropped one and the other dropped you.
Yeah. And I'm currently talking to one, but it's too soon to tell.
Okay. You're overvaluing yourself, ma'am. You're a middle-class lady. You're a pretty middle-class woman. And so we've told women that all you got to do is decide to level up. And see what you're trying to basically do is say a man who's gone out and made himself in the top 10%, top 5% of men, he should just accept a woman who's an average middle class single mother of 2. When he can get a beautiful young Ferrari. And you're saying, well, yeah, but I got better conversation. Is that what men value off the top?
No, but
that's all you got to sell. It's all you got in your store. You don't have what they want.
Well, I feel like I'm feminine and inspiring in those things that you.
I'm not saying you're not those things, ma'am. But you're still going to keep pushing this. So let me tell you, audience, where this goes. Women like this tend to keep going outside their marketplace. And when they keep getting rejected by men who they're not on their level, they become hell on wheels to everybody. She can't hear me. She wants what she wants. And you don't even want the man. You want the lifestyle. You don't have a high value lifestyle. You don't have a high value mentality. You don't even understand the stuff I'm talking about. So if he married you, you couldn't do any of the stuff that a high value wife would be expected to do. You want the money. I get it, but you want his resources. And he wants different. That's why you can't keep them.
Okay, so should I just?
All right. You should. Here's the truth. It's gonna sting. Ready?
Yeah.
You should accept who you are. I've told men on this program, high value is not in the cards for you, and don't try to kill yourself to be something that you're not. I mean, what was so bad about you didn't say that you and your ex-husband had a horrible life. You had a 10-year marriage and 2 children. And what we have done effectively in this country, especially in Black America, we have made average and normal not good enough. Why did you guys divorce?
The love wasn't there. We grew apart. We got together when we were pretty young, and it just became toxic for the kids.
Right. Toxic. Was there money issues?
No.
Was there infidelity?
No.
Then you should have stayed with your husband and worked on your marriage. You should have stayed with your husband, went to therapy, and stayed together.
I tried. He didn't want to do therapy, church, nothing.
I'm not okay. And see, women get mad when I say that to women. They get mad when I say that. But see, I know what it is. But see, what you tend to hear is you don't hear, you're out here. And are you happy doing what you're doing now? Cycling through men who just are using you, who are just dating you as a side chick?
No, I haven't been a side chick, but no, I'm not happy dating. No, I want a partner.
All right. I got to move on to the next caller, ma'am. But dating is for you're asking for more than you're bringing to the market. The high value men you said you're kicking it with, they're not trying to wife you. I've tried to tell you in the nicest way possible, but you're just not hearing it. So best of luck to you. But in New York City, the kind of, are you living in Manhattan? Brooklyn. And do you want to have any more children?
If the man wants to, I'm open to it, yes.
So again, he doesn't even get children in this deal. He's just got somebody else's kids to raise.
No, he can get his kids if he wants. I'm still good.
Yeah, 1. Can he get 3?
No.
Exactly. And you see, ma'am, you're chuckling. So a man has to go out and make himself a top 10%, top 5% man. And all he gets is, no offense, man, but I got to say it, a single mother with 2 children that he has to put a roof over their head. He can't put you in a 1-bedroom flat like he could starting out. There has to be a room for you and him, and the boys have to have separate rooms. And then if there's another kid, there has to be and he only gets 1, but he's got the bill for 5 people. See what I'm saying, audience? These women never think about what men want. It's incredibly selfish. He can get 1 kid. Oh, man, he can go out and get a younger woman that doesn't have all these entanglements and issues and have as many kids as he wants and can afford it. And she'll be happy to give them to him. You got women in these chat room right now to be like, I'm 23. I'm good. Find me. And that's what he wants. He's like, why do I want this? This is a bad deal. Now, it's personal to you because you don't look at yourself that way, but this is a bad deal for a man.
Yeah. I get the kids part, yeah. I'm aware of that.
Huh?
I definitely understand that the having children part is not something that they would want, for sure.
Right. So you got to find a man on your level. I don't know why you want a high value man when you had a 10-year middle class marriage. That's just insane to me.
I haven't been picky in that way, but honestly, the men I've dated just turn out to be high value. It's just.
But the only man you're asking about is keeping high value. You're not asking about keeping just a regular guy.
Oh no, I would love to keep a regular guy.
Okay, I got to get on to the next call, man. This is not going. This. Best of luck.
Thanks.
This is. Okay, I'm just leave it, not directly with you, but I'm gonna just put it. See, this is that eternal 7 problem. Too cute for your own good and thinking you're somewhere where you're not. And no matter what I tried to say, it was no. I deserve. Okay, well, no. I'm going to go ahead and hit Maureen, and then how do I pronounce your name? Avinette. How do I pronounce your name? Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. And what part of the world are you in?
New York.
Another New Yorker. New York City?
I work there and I go to school there, yeah.
Okay, so what do you got on the topic?
So, I have been focusing on my career very heavily.
All right.
The past 4 years. I'm 29 now. Like I just turned 29. And since I've been on this career journey, I find that men are not as attracted to me. But
Men
on the
are not
contrary,
what to you?
not as attracted to me or don't approach me in the same way that they used to,
Oh,
say as when I was 25 or
yes.
24 even,
Uh-huh.
right? I don't look too different though. Like I haven't aged much. I was in the medical aesthetics field, so I know how to keep it together.
Something is breaking. Hold on, man. You're breaking up. Can you get a little bit
Can you hear me?
I can. So basically, you've been focusing your career. You're 29, and now men are not approaching you like they used to approach you when you were 25.
Right. And
okay, so what are you trying to?
I find.
What are you trying to accomplish?
Right. So I find that now, on the contrary, I am in spaces where there are a lot of high value men, but they will tell me, "Hey, I find you attractive," but I'm not taking it to the next step with these men. And the ones that are approaching me are the ones I don't want. And I just find that I'm having like no success actually getting on the date.
All right,
But
so
we'll be
let me
friends
stop
and
you
we'll
right.
be in
Let me
each
ask
other's
you this:
network.
are you in New York City or not?
Yes, I work and go to school.
Okay.
All
Is
in
there
New
any
York
way you
City,
can
but
take
I
me off
commute.
Bluetooth or speakerphone?
You're not on neither. No.
I mean, you don't have a headset to plug in. Okay.
I can try.
Yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure, yeah.
I'm not speaking to any men tonight. So guys, when it's a men's show, I'll let the men call in. But tonight, it says ladies call in. And the previous caller, I'm trying to be as compassionate as possible. But when I'm hearing a woman that's just, again, the question I asked her to define everything. If you were not as attractive as you are, would you be asking for a man on that level? And she said no. That's it right there. Are you here?
Yeah, is it better?
That's better. Okay, so here's the thing. You're 29 now. You're more open to the relationship, or it's in the cards right now because you're
Danger zone.
But the men who are approaching you, you're not interested in, and the men that you want aren't approaching you. Let me ask you. You've been focusing on your career. What do you do?
I'm a COO at a biotech startup, and I also work in global business intelligence in the corporate world, in the biopharma world.
Okay. So you're a COO. So this is on the IT side. All right.
Sure.
Okay.
Strategy and IT, yeah.
Is it not COO? I'm thinking CIO. It's on the operational side.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, why are they a priority now at 29?
I did definitely try to date around as I was on my career journey, and I just found that I wasn't finding successful matches. Either the guys were not serious, or
have you approached your finding a mate with the same level of intensity, focus, and discipline as you have your career?
Oh, with the same, am I doing it with the same intensity?
Yes. You're a COO. You're a COO.
Started,
have you approached finding a man with that kind of focus?
I recently started, but prior for the past 3 years, no.
Okay. What's the longest relationship you've ever had?
A year, a little over a year.
How long ago was that?
When I was 18 to 19.
So you are wholly unfit for a relationship. You have no unfit, and listen what I'm saying. You have been focusing on you. You're a single woman living in New York City, living the Carrie Bradshaw life. That's great. But you have no history of working or cooperating with a high value man. And now because you're in the danger zone, now all of a sudden you're turning back to men and saying, hey, now I'm ready to schedule you in. I've got I've got a slot here right now. I've got these eggs that I need to use, and now I'm ready to go ahead. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. You're an attractive woman. However, you probably blew. There's a video I made. You likely have already met your husband and you blew it. And many women in your position have likely already met suitable men. You just didn't have time for them. And now you want a man that you're interested in. And is that based on a job or an income level?
Well,
the men that you want, how much do they make annually?
It would have to be like 400 to 500K plus.
Get the French toast out of here, lady. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. But okay, so I need you to pay attention to what I'm about to ask.
Yeah.
Where would you rank yourself on a scale from looks 1 to 10, and you cannot use 7?
Okay, 1 to 10. I would rate myself like a 8.5.
A what?
An 8.
8.5?
8. Yeah.
Okay, Beyonce is an 8. You rank yourself up there with Beyonce?
Definitely when everything, makeup, heels, yeah, I'm pretty attractive, I find.
Right. But is that how you walk around every day?
Not every day, no.
Right. You're an adjustable 6. Meaning you walk around cute, but you can be pretty. But please don't look in the chat room.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking in the chat room?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I don't need you to do that. I'm running the show, and I'm not doing that. Please shut it down, because we're not going to have a conversation. Because see, this is what happens when women become too successful, wait too long for a relationship. You have effectively priced yourself out of the market. You want a man on your income level. Well, great, man, but you don't have skills on that level to attract a man. What you're trying to use to attract a man is your career or your job, your education or your degree, your resources or your money. I don't sense the sexuality piece of it. Everything that I said, men don't want at that level. You're leading with that. So you want a man who's in the top 1. You want a man in the top 1%. No, not 1%, 3% of earners. Okay, then you got to ask yourself a question as a COO. If this is a business process question, why would a man who is wanted by 80+% of women pick you? Eighty to 90% of the women in the room want him.
Mm-hmm.
You're in line with 80 to 90%, and they all want him. Why should he pick you?
So, is this rhetorical? Should I answer?
No. It's a serious question, because that's the market.
Yeah. Yeah. And definitely, I do find that That
okay. So where'd you go to college?
I went to Fordham.
Okay, Fordham. All right. So, and did you get any kind of graduate level degree?
Yeah, from Fordham.
Okay. Master's or PhD?
Master's.
All right. So, see, you're the kind of woman I probably would have went after. You and the previous caller, women that are in that kind of looks range. A lot of guys will be attracted to you. But how do you relate to a man who's making that kind of money? What does he need from his woman?
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You got a company to run. You want children?
Definitely. 100%.
Say again?
100%.
How many?
2, maximum 3. Yeah.
Maximum 3. How can the company you work for handle you being out of work for 12 weeks?
Right.
Hmm?
That's a good question. I always thought, my family could help and I could always hire help. Yeah.
Say again, you broke up. You always thought.
I could always hire help and family could always assist. Yeah.
So you're breaking up again. So you basically thought that I have enough money I can throw money at the problem.
Yeah, basically.
No, you can't. And this is the heart. And so when I do these broadcasts, I'm not doing it to hurt women. I'm doing it to flash a big red sign that the men you want, your head is down, you're building a career, and now you're doing like Tommy Lauren, value. And they're like, no, I don't need Fordham COOs. I need NYU graduate in English who's on my program.
My undergrad was English.
But you didn't do it at 21.
Yeah.
The only man that you'd be willing to deal with have to have at least a C-level title.
Those are the men I'm attracting. Like the men I'm attracting, they do own hedge funds, they do own companies,
right.
They are surgeons,
they own
things
them
of that nature.
That you're attracting,
right.
But you cannot keep them.
Right.
And your picture's not going to go, but how long are you how long are you dating before these things terminate?
Typically I find that it's a subconscious thing for me. I find
how long
that
does it get to the point to where
it.
How about this? Does it get to the point to where it's physical?
No, I typically put them in the friend zone.
All right.
Like, because I don't want to come on too forward.
All right. So listen. So again, a man who 90 out of 100 women want, who's had to go out and conquer the world, can't even get any loving. Matchmaker is going to be your best bet, man. And a matchmaker is going to have a hell of a problem with you because you earn too much, your title is too high, and your expectations are astronomical. And no one can tell you that you don't deserve it. Any woman that you run into in New York City will tell you, you're a Fordham graduate. You're a graduate. You're a COO. You're this, you're that. But yet they'll take themselves home to their husband who's working third shift. That's why I keep pressing this high degree thing. I mean, hedge funds and things like that. These guys are playing in money. And as someone who lived in Manhattan, I lived on 43rd between 10th and 11th, Riverbank West.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful area.
I know. Doorman and everything. And I'm going to tell you, the women that used to cycle in and out of that place, sweetheart, Victoria's Secret models live there. I mean, you may be an attractive woman, but you know what's in New York City.
I do. Yeah.
That's definitely what you're competing with.
Yeah.
And they're fun. And they don't have 7 a.m. conference calls. They don't have projections and budgets to get through. They're not saying we got to wait. That's not happening. Let me see if I can point you in a direction.
For sure.
In all likelihood, your best opportunity, if it doesn't come through a matchmaker, is somebody you went to college with, somebody you went to school with, and you guys just decided to make an agreement, a business arrangement. Let me move it to the side. I've often said, if I decide to remarry, I will either go get a younger woman because I want children, I want a son. And if I decided to get an older woman, it would be because we have two great brands or lives that could come together and it would make sense. At your position, this is a negotiation because the talent pool for what you want is infinitesimally small. And are you restricted to by race?
In some ways, yes.
And what would you prefer?
I would prefer my own, which would be Indian, but you know, a lot of them have to kind of go by what mommy and daddy say. So that also makes it tough.
Sweet, and I hate to say, dear holy Jesus, Indian.
Mhm.
Whoo! You're
Mhm.
Western.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting logic puzzle, but it's
Yeah.
if you were
Interesting.
if you were a physician and this person came into the ER and you had to do triage,
Mhm.
or actually if this patient were on the table, what would your prognosis be?
Me looking at myself.
Your situation.
Um, be a little bit more open to the men that are
No.
approaching you.
What would you rank yourself? Would you say this patient is stable? What position would they be in? A stable, neutral, critical?
Sure. Sure. Dating wise, I would say that they're in a critical position
Right.
because the dating pool is very small.
All
Yeah.
right. And then what would be the prognosis for survival?
Prognosis for survival would be adjusting lifestyle,
No,
right? Like certain
percentages.
requirements. Percentages. Okay, if we were talking
On the
lifestyle
table.
adjustment.
Whatever you call it, what would it be the prognosis for having the outcome you want?
25%, maybe less.
25% survival rate. No.
Yeah, maybe less.
No, ma'am. You're in the single digits.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the single digit survival rates because you're in the single digits of men.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly 3 out of 100 men make the kind of money you're talking about making. 3 out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
Not adjusted for race. Not adjusted for marital status. Not adjusted for age. Not adjusted for sexual preference.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for calling in. And here's the thing. I feel empathy for women like yourself because our country has lied to so many women. Get out there, get your degree, go work, enjoy your life, get your career, travel, do such and so forth. And then when you're ready to settle down, get married, as if it was that easy. As if you could just stop on a dime and turn around, and after 10 years of doing all this stuff, turn around and there'd be all these guys out here. And, I would love to hear more women like yourself who 10 years ago, if you would have had this kind of mindset, you'd be in a completely different place.
Mm-hmm.
That's what needs to happen. We need to stop this crap because we're making so many women who could be happily with somebody spinsters. It's not fair. See, I'm a man. I can have several lives. I can decide to get married again right now. And even the people are like, why would you listen to a guy who's been divorced twice? You listen to Steve Harvey. He's been married 4 times. But I can still decide to do it and be successful. I can do that. But women, you don't have that because women control access to sex, men control access to relationship. And the kind of men you want are rare by definition.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Yeah, guys, we do this. Maureen, I don't know who you are, but I gotta see you. We're gonna go with Venus. Okay, I gotta open this up. Maureen, I'm coming to you after I come to Venus. Venus, you can unmute yourself.
Hello?
Hi, what do you have on the topic?
So when you're going off naming all of the feminine types that the high value men stay away from, I noticed like I have something in common with almost all of those types. And I'm managed to get married. I've been married twice. And
Okay, hold on.
I look at
Hold on. You've been married twice?
Yes.
How old are you?
40.
Okay.
So I'm looking at those things, and one of the reasons that I watch your channel, I watch a lot of the femininity channels and stuff, is that because I didn't feel like those jobs, those things that I used to do, it didn't feel, I had to fight to do that kind of stuff, you know? It didn't feel natural, like just being feminine, you know?
I don't understand. I'm not understanding, but what is it? You've been married twice?
Like, well, I was in the military.
Okay.
And in the military, I built bridges.
All right. But what do you want to do now?
Now I want to be a good wife. You know, I want to.
But a high value man's wife?
Be supportive.
A high value man's wife?
Well, I feel like my husband right now is on the way to be high value.
Hold on. Your husband now? Are you seeing somebody?
No, I'm married.
Okay, I'm confused. You're married.
He's my second husband.
All right. So
I'm sorry if I didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Second
Yeah.
husband.
You're. That's what I'm not understanding. So you're not a single woman. What are you on the program for?
No. Well, that's why I was calling. Well, I watched your show.
I get it. I get it. But I get it. But
I've been all of those.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Thank you for calling
So
in. But
I've
this
been
is
all of those
okay.
things.
The show is breaking up right now, and I'm having a hard time hearing you. Thank you, but I'm looking for the women I need to talk to try to talk about. Thanks.
To get them married.
Well, I mean,
okay.
It's not to get them married, just to answer some questions. I mean, you can talk about your husband.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your show.
You can talk about your husband, but I talk to dozens, hundreds of men. So any advice women like that can give is more or less for theirs. All right. Thank you for calling in, though. I appreciate it. Maureen, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi. Yeah. Why is she watching the show? Go ahead. What do you have on the topic?
So I am one of those women that you were talking about. I'm not an MD, but I'm a dentist. I'm 28.
You're a doctor? Dr.
And
Dentist?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, I went to school straight from college into dental school. And in dental school, I tried to, of course, pass and get good grades.
Do you want to get married?
Yes.
Do you want a high value husband?
I do. Yes.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. So if you watch my show, you know the next questions. Height,
yes.
Weight, dress size.
Okay. So I'm 5 foot, 170, and I wear a size 12. So since watching your show, I already know I need to work on that.
Well, right. I mean, okay. I got to ask the question. You have any children?
Mm-hmm. No.
No children. Okay.
No.
So why size 12 at 5 feet tall?
So I also did a residency following dental school. I was in a hospital. I had a lot of long nights on calls.
Baby girl, I know plenty. I know. No, that's an excuse. I know women.
It is.
Why'd you allow yourself to get up to the most you've ever weighed? What's the highest you've ever been?
This is the most.
Okay.
I gained most of my weight within the last couple years.
Okay. And this is where women start saying, these women call into you for help and you're so mean. Okay. Let me tell you all, ladies, in order to get a high value man, you must be fit. Without fit, you ain't getting shit. Fit.
Mm-hmm.
I even had a woman come over here from another channel talking about having this issue. I don't understand why so many of our sisters who are intelligent, you're a doctor. You're you're specialized in oral care, but you know these things.
Mm-hmm.
So why has it not been a prior? Well, have you heard what I said? When I say women, you tell the men what you think they deserve by how you look and what you weigh.
Yes. And to be honest, I'm really glad I found you. Because before finding you, these things weren't really a priority. And I feel like I kind of led with, well,
they weren't a prior weight. Okay.
Weight wasn't too much of a priority.
Okay. So, when was the last relationship you've had?
Oh, okay. So, I was 20.
20?
Yes.
How long were you guys together?
And for 1 year.
So, again, no real relationship history. And the reason I ask these questions is what you're starting to see, audience, is that when women focus on things other than men, they lose touch with the reality of who men are and what they want. You're seeing the same thing. I focused on my career, and now I look up and I'm completely set on my heels trying to understand that men want women who are fit, and they want women who are this and that. And it's more difficult and harder to do when you're at a certain age. And what part of the country are you in?
I am in Ohio.
Cleveland, Cincinnati?
Dayton.
All right. So they're like two high value men in Dayton.
Yeah, it's definitely a white collar, blue collar.
So why are you living
type of area?
So why are you living in Dayton if you're a dentist and you can do your business anywhere?
So I did a residency here at the hospital. They have a really good program.
Okay.
And then I got offered a job. So
but there are no men
I
there.
took the job.
Right.
I know.
Again, audience, she took the job. This is how much we have devalued black men. Your mom and dad, were they married or not?
Yes, they were married.
Okay. Was dad in the home your entire life?
He was.
Okay. Is he still alive?
He is. We have a great relationship.
Okay.
He's a role model.
All right.
I'm very close
do you have
to him.
Do you have any other siblings?
I have a sister.
Is she older or younger?
And I also have, she's younger.
How much younger?
3.5 years.
She's unmarried?
No.
She's married?
She's not married.
That is she unmarried? Okay. So.
Well, she's never been married.
That means she's unmarried.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't hear that.
So, I mean, dad is supposed to help level set his daughters and let you know where you rank out here on the looks lane. See, mom tells you everything, but dad has to be honest. And it sounds like your dad's not really helping you in this area either. Now, I'm not gonna presume that I know why he's doing that, but I would say most fathers think they're keeping their kids safe. I'm telling her to go get a job, get a career so she can provide for herself, so she'll be safe. Get a job being a dentist, that's safe. Living in Dayton, there's not a lot of crime, so she's safe. Dad needs to make sure you survive. Mm-hmm. But the problem is you're surviving alone. There's no happiness there. And I'm quite sure that part of him wants to see you with somebody, a man. He knows you need that. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. And if this makes a difference or it might not, but so I come from an African home.
It doesn't make a difference. Not if you're raised in this country. The bottom line is you know what you want and you're old. And at 18 years old, it's your responsibility. The net of it is men are not a priority. This country is fed, our culture is fed women to get your job, get your career, don't worry about a man. And when you decide to get married, you can turn around and pull a man off the high value tree and go live like the Cosbys. And that ain't real. And you can do it no matter how tall you are, whatever weight you wear, whatever weight you are, no matter how you look. And then a man's supposed to just call you queen. That don't work.
So
get out of
what do you
get out of freaking Ohio.
Okay.
women like ladies like yourself, this is where coaching helps. Because who do you have in your life that's told you has been this direct with you?
No one.
Then that's what
Everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna find a great
no,
man.
you're not.
You're a great
No,
person."
and they're lying to you. They're saying that because they don't want to hurt your feelings, and it's not helping. You're a dentist, right?
Yes.
You ignore your teeth and they'll go away.
Yeah.
Or you ignored men and look what happened.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like I asked the previous caller, COO, all the focus and dedication you took to get through dental school, you need to apply the same thing to getting a man. That's what Becky and them do when they go to college. They're told to go to school to find a husband. You don't come out of college without a wedding ring. And the first thing is, you got to get fit. 5 feet tall, dress size what?
Size 12.
At 170?
Mhm.
You're no, ma'am. That's closer to. Are you sure?
Yeah.
12? Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 12.
All right. I was thinking it's going to be close to 12, 14, 16, but either way, it's supposed to be a 4.
Mhm.
That's the you're living in a city and state that's not conducive to what you want, and then even if you were in a city, you have to make a wholesale life change. And and you're gonna have to. And it sounds to me like you have to fight your parents to do it, because if you tell your father and your mother you're moving to someplace with more men, they're gonna try to scare the shit out of you. Don't go away. You'll get killed. But they're willing to let you slowly die there, because you know what happens if you stay in this pattern. You look up and you'll be 200, 220, 250.
Okay. So you recommend, which I've been, since watching your show, I've been looking for a trainer, a personal trainer, a nutritionist.
You need
just trying to really focus on this aspect of my
that's the
life.
fitness, but you need somebody for direction. See, the stuff I'm telling you is stuff that dad or uncle or big brother, somebody should have been able to straight shoot you. But we've gotten to the point to where we don't want to offend black women or hurt black women's feelings, so we just let them do this. Your own best thinking has got you there. Whose guidance are you following? And right now you're following your own guidance. That's why I said coaching.
Okay.
You know, the personal trainer and all that other kind of stuff, that's what a coach would recommend. And this is, well, thank you for calling in. You know, I'm gonna put the link in the description. And that's about as far as I want to go right here. This is about as far as I want to go right here. There'll be other stuff that we could probably talk about offline. But let me go ahead and say this. This is the danger we have when we have women who are uncovered. And you know, I remember I was listening to the broadcast where I had Tiffany on, and she was like, I just hate for women to feel like if they don't have a man, something's wrong with them. And I hate for them to feel that pressure. Well, I'm sorry. Thursday night, we're going to talk about why you should feel like there's something wrong and you should feel pressure. Because when women are out by themselves, you make emotional decisions. You're doing what you want, and then you look up and it's like, oh, for everyone it happens to work for, there are countless others that it don't. And we've taken away consistency, structure, discipline, shame, accountability, all the things that it would take to help rein us all in. So when I had on the program, I'm sitting back and I made all those notes. I'm like, no, we need to bring pressure back. And actually, the name of the show that I was going to do tonight is Where is it? Here it is. Show title. It was Black Women, Can We Be Friends? That's tomorrow night. But I'm gonna touch bases on this. Where's all this damn abuse? Every time you hear a woman say they divorced their husband, they was getting their butt whooped. All this abuse. I'm not seeing any of this abuse. That is going to be a show that might get flagged because of the sensitivity. But when you get right down to it, I will say of the women I have spoken to one-to-one, less than 10% of the women I've actually spoken to in my lifetime ever experienced any real abuse. Well, of the women who claimed it, 10% that they could actually justify. You can have people call things stalking and toxic and this and that. No. It is becoming too easy of an out. Should there be any pressure on women to marry? And yes, there should be, because if you don't get it done before a certain age, you end up walking around life miserable. Hey, who are you talking to? We say, and I would tell you this: none of these women who call in seem to be happy, because we have we have a society and a country right now to where it's all coming home. We're about to, in 2 months, we go back into cold and flu season and the second round of this COVID. So, Portia, I'll let you come back because now you've heard the topic. Maybe you got something on it. See, here you go. That was low-key shaming. Y'all need to stop with all this snowflake talking. I used that sound from the Family Guy for a reason. There's a video up on the Roommates podcast talking about the weight issue in our community. It is real. But everybody's supposed to not talk about it. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. Oh, so you'd rather... I think the people who don't say anything are dangerous, because you would rather. Hello?
Hi.
Do you have a question yet?
Yeah, I have a question. So, for women in general, I don't know if you want to like age categorize it. Based on everything you said, it seems like women need a point of reference when it comes to potentially attracting or being with a high value man. So, what would you suggest perhaps
Can you make the
for
question simple?
Okay.
Stop using all the words and just get to the question.
Sorry. Okay, so simple question is what should a woman do if she's clueless, like about if there's any if she meets all the things you've mentioned so far, but is there anything practical that a woman could do?
Not if she's clueless. She's clueless.
Not clueless as far as intelligence or common sense.
If you're clueless, if you don't know what to look for.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
You're clueless. Okay. That means you won't know what to look for. This is why women need men, because sadly, many women are clueless when it comes to knowing what men want. Most of you think that as long as I have sex with him, it's okay. I'm about to put something up on the screen, guys, and I need you guys to understand something. This is what we've allowed ourselves to get to. Just
not clueless as far as intelligence or common sense.
If you clueless, if you don't know what to look for. I need you to. Oh, you got
Okay.
YouTube playing in the background.
That makes sense.
You're clueless. That means you won't know what to look for. This is why women need. Okay, so that was me. Unmute yourself. So yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
But here's the thing. How old are you again?
I'm 27.
Why is a high value man in your vocabulary? Why is that in your vocabulary?
Well, after talking to some of these fellas in the chat room, perhaps maybe I don't need a high value man because I really don't know what to kind of.
Why was it in your vocabulary to begin with? Who put it there?
Because you referenced it, and so I was just following the reference.
Okay. Thank you.
I
know, and then you listen to all women talk about all this leveling up. That's why I say a lot of these level up channels are dangerous too, because so many women are just following. See, I'm gonna show you something, guys. And this is what we've gotten to in our country. To where this is not uncommon. This is not uncommon. And this is sad. This is not uncommon, and this is sad. That's not uncommon, and that is sad. I see this all the time. And we're supposed to walk around and act like we don't see it. We're supposed to say nothing. We're supposed to just avert your eyes. And if you say something or say anything about it, you are the bad person. You are the toxic man. You are the shaming person. That woman was barely mobile. And women allow each other to get this way. How many times have you heard women say, I moved down away from my man? 2-3 weeks ago, I had a woman call in the show talking about how she separated from her husband and she put on 60 pounds. And if she went back to her husband, I know at least one thing, I'll lose weight. And I say, well, why don't you go back to your husband? He ain't got no job. And she's on disability. The average black woman's, I don't want to say the average, far too many black women's avatar or image of black men is so small. You think I'd rather live my life as an obese woman, 300 plus pounds, than have a man in my life that has been proven to help keep me at a healthier weight. So Portia, I don't know why you need a high value man. High value is that's 10% of men at best, and you got to be a top 20% woman to get them, and it's competitive. High value is a young woman's game.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm 27. I don't know exactly why I need a high value man either, because that's a lot of money to try to handle. But
it's a lot of money to try to handle. Well, let me tell you something else. Well, because it sounds good. Most women want the lifestyle. That's what most women want. They want the lifestyle, and that's cool.
But that's a really hard thing to keep up with. But I just, wanted to say that I am grateful for your channel and you sharing your wisdom, because, it really did help me watching your videos and give me some sort of direction as far as where to go to.
Okay.
And
I appreciate it, Portia. I got to get to the next caller. We're running out of time. Thank you, sweetheart.
All right, bye.
Mimi, you don't have a microphone on. I don't have a microphone on for you, Mimi. Mimi, I don't have a microphone. You need to put your microphone on. I can't hear you. And she can't hear me either. I cannot hear you, Mimi. She can't hear me. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. She cannot see me. Poor thing. Yeah. So while she tries to get her microphone together, turn on your sound. And then Mimi went bye-bye. So here's the thing. He's ruthless. Okay, y'all need to we need to stop that too. It's like there's no way I can talk about it. It's like there's no way a man can talk about a sensitive subject without hearing the negative words come out. So you know what? Screw it. You can say what you want to. I'm done trying to walk around on eggshells to try to please people that I'll never please in the first place. Most people come here because they can eat the meat and spit out the bones. They can take the things that I have to say and the things that they disagree with, they let them roll off their back. They don't have to worry about everything. And the women who can't deal with it, cool. Go somewhere where you can go to hear what you need to hear to get you in a healthy weight, a healthy fit lifestyle, a mental place of contentness, happiness, and an optimistic outlook for the future. Wherever you got to go get that. Because a lot of these places are just telling y'all, just be you good being you. Yo, whoever finds you will be lucky to have you. And no, it's not true. So the bottom line is this, folks. I think hopefully tonight we've dispelled some of this high value stuff. I'm recording a video talking about high value. And then ladies, here's what you need to, if you want to really get on this high value kind of thing, let me tell you, you're going to have to define what it means. Define what high value or luxury lifestyle means. So many of you don't even know that. And that's what we're going to have to really cover. Look, if that's what you want, you got to define it. And here's this next part. This is the part that you fail at. You have to scrutinize yourself from top to bottom. You have to get in that mirror, that full-length mirror, bucket naked, no makeup, no hair extensions, no wig, no nothing. You, 100% you in your birthday suit. You have to get in that makeup and scrutinize yourself from top to bottom. If you're not willing to do that, stay out of this high value thing, because you're going to be, because that's a barrier to entry. And then after you do from top to bottom, you're going to have to do it inside and out. Then you're going to have to create a financial strategy or a plan. You're going to have to find a way to invest in becoming into these places. Being around high value men is not free. You're going to have to invest in femininity coaching, influencing. You're going to have to buy tickets to go to places. You're going to have clothing to go, fragrance. All this stuff costs money. Women who are serious about this often get a second job to fund it. To break into high society, yes, there's a real cost. You have to create a financial strategy and you have to be willing to invest in yourself. The key word here is you have to be willing to sacrifice. See, I've already turned somebody off. The first thing they can say, I can define it. But when I say scrutinize yourself, scrutinize and sacrifice, I done cussed at some folks. Scrutinize and sacrifice, then you got to get the whole point about educating yourself. But there's only so much you can do watching free videos. You're going to need a teacher. Somebody who can teach you step by step, specific for your understanding. And then the last thing you have to do is take action. Now, how many of you ladies are willing to do that? Bucket naked. Bucket naked. See, for the ladies who think I don't speak to guys with the same directness, go back to a show about 3 weeks ago, and I said, so you want to be a high value man? And I spoke to an entire evening full of men, young men, even older men, who really, only one of the guys really was in that ballpark. High value is not something that you have to be as a man or you have to pursue as a woman. Even though it's something I'm involved in, I wish more of you would just leave this alone. High value is not the only thing. If you're not a high value man, that doesn't mean you're crap. If you don't have a high value man, that doesn't mean the man you have is worthless. We got to make average, everyday, normal sexy again. Got to make it the thing to do, because you got people trying to keep up with the Joneses. Why? Why? So let me go through this real quick. Oh, thank you guys tuning in. Let me go read the Scooper chats. It's slow tonight. Tomorrow night, I'll try to call tomorrow on my laptop. You want to speak to me? Okay. Mimi Valdez TV. You want to speak to me, Mimi Valdez? Let me see. I'll have a few minutes. Is she still here? If you're still here, I'll got a few minutes. Yeah, I'll take a phone call. I'll start another show real quick. If Mimi Valdez TV is still here, I'll start a real quick show. Only one person call in, and that's Mimi Valdez, because you put a super chat in there. Let me do this. Mimi Valdez, TV. Mimi Valdez TV. Mimi Valdez. Why did it freeze up? Oh, Mimi Val. Let me see if I can get that. Me. Here's the link for you, Mimi Valdez. Would I lie to you, baby? I take it. I only got one person calling in. That's Mimi Valdez. See, when I hear women talking about it, he lies to women. He bashes women. He does this. Here's the thing. Any woman that says that about me, here's the challenge. I challenge you on camera to show the results of your women versus the women that follow me. Show the work. You don't talk about what I do if you're not willing to show it, because it's easy to bump your gums. Oh, that was Mimi. Oh, yeah, your microphone's not... Okay, there you go. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can now. You finally got that old janky thing fixed.
No, I'm joining through my phone.
All right. So are you on? You're not on YouTube, are you? It's just on you on the...
No.
All right.
I'm just here. Yeah.
So what's going on?
So I'm just listening to the previous callers, and I think I can relate to a lot of them. And I'm not necessarily I guess I don't have the goal to have a high value man, but I do feel like I deserve a certain type of man. I am one of those women that have focused my entire life on my career. So, I'm an executive in healthcare, and I've been in healthcare for a long time. But in my case, I didn't have that support from my dad or from any of my family when I was younger, because I would say that when I was young, they always told me to stick to the books. Like I was really, really smart. Like I was like a nerd growing up. So I always thought that keeping my head down.
How old are you?
I'm now 38.
Okay. So are you looking to get married? I don't know what that means.
If marriage happens, I'm open to it, but it's not something that's like a short-term goal.
Okay. Why do okay. You're an executive, right?
Yeah.
Can you just give me the straight answer instead of hedging?
Yes, I am.
God damn it. Why is it so hard for you women just to say, yes, I want it? Well, if it's possible, happens, and if the sun lines up with the moon and Uranus comes out of your Venus, I might be willing to do it.
I mean, okay, listen, I think I would be happier if I had a lifetime partner. I'm gonna say that.
So you're 38?
Yeah.
Do you have any children?
I have one child.
How old?
Sorry?
How old?
16.
16. 16. Is it a son or a daughter?
It's a boy.
All right. And what city do you? Well, how tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
You know what's coming next? Dress size.
I wear a size 8.
All right.
8. Yeah.
So, what's the longest relationship you've ever had in your life?
7 years.
Was that with the daughter, the father of your child?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Why didn't you guys work out?
Cheating.
You cheated on him how many times?
No, I didn't cheat on him. He cheated on me and had another child.
You didn't cheat on him though, right?
No.
Okay. And he had another child. Were you guys boyfriend or girlfriend? Did you? Okay. Where'd the kid come from? Were you guys engaged, or are you just doing what you're doing? You got pregnant.
First relationship, I got pregnant. We lived together.
What do you mean first relationship? How many times y'all been together?
Well, what do you mean? I'm talking about my child's father.
Yeah, you said you were him. I said you said longest relationship you had. You said was 7 years, right?
Yes.
And I said, was that with your child's father?
Oh yeah, it was.
All right.
Sorry.
And why aren't you guys together? You said cheating.
Yes.
All right. And I said, how did the child come about? Were you guys engaged, or were y'all just doing?
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, we were engaged. Actually, our relationship was kind of toxic because we actually were engaged on 2 separate occasions. We got engaged and I broke it off and got engaged again. But
What year did you get pregnant? Your 7-year relationship. What year did you get pregnant?
What year did I get pregnant?
Yes.
2002.
No. What year of the relationship of the 7 years? What year?
Oh, no. We've been together. Well, probably year 2. Year 2. Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, here's the thing. I'm like a truth detector. I just need the truth.
Okay. It was in our 2nd year. It wasn't at the 2-year mark, but it was
I don't care, ma'am. Just the ballpark.
Okay, it's 2nd year.
Okay. And you watch that shit. I can scream. You can't.
Okay, sorry.
Fuck you mean?
Sorry, I apologize.
So seriously though, you were together 2 years, and then you were together 5 more years. Okay. Why were you engaged when you got pregnant?
No, we were not.
When were you when did you guys officially get engaged?
My baby turned 1 and he proposed.
Did he drop to one knee with the ring of significant carriage in public and propose to you?
It wasn't in public. It was at a dinner we had, a private dinner we had.
Was there a ring of significant carriage?
Yes.
Was there anybody there to witness this engagement?
His sister and my sister.
Did you change your Facebook status to engage?
No. I did not. I don't recall I did.
Did you wear the engagement ring?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell people you were engaged?
Yes.
Did you guys start planning a wedding immediately afterwards?
I did. His sister was actually going to help me with that. So I
You
did.
already had a baby.
Yeah.
He proposed to you a year after the baby was born. So he intended to marry you. And you started planning a wedding, but it was you guys. I mean, you did it, not him. All right. And then how long, and then when did y'all end the relationship?
So around the time my baby turned around 2 was when I kind of felt like he started acting like.
So you were together another year?
Yeah.
Why weren't you married? It does not take that long.
There's the baby and there's,
I don't care about the French toast about no freaking kid. I've been married. It don't take that long. When somebody drops you and gives you a ring, that means we're getting married. You start planning a wedding. You already got a baby. Get down the aisle.
Okay. Well,
okay. Why didn't y'all do that?
I didn't feel like I was prepared. I was ready.
What do you mean?
I was ready to get married, but I wasn't ready to have the wedding because I was taking care
Ma'am,
of
I don't. Oh, Jesus H. Christ! This is all relevant too, ma'am. This is all relevant. This is all relevant because you already had the baby. The surprise was over, man. It's time to get married. And you got engaged in year. You got pregnant 2 years into the relationship. You got engaged in the 3rd year. You broke it off in the 4th year. But you were together 7 years. That's a whole long time. You didn't want to. You didn't get married to him because you weren't trying to go down the aisle. Tell me I'm lying.
That's true. But okay, so when I finally broke it off, I found out he had a 2-year-old.
Lady, don't.
I accept that.
I've told you this is not going to turn out well if you don't just be honest with me.
Okay.
You weren't trying to get married to this dude. Then why'd you have his baby?
I thought it was because I got pregnant.
Okay. So, for those at home are keeping score, I asked why you didn't marry the baby daddy. It's because he was toxic and all these other kind of things. But now I'm hearing a game playing woman before any infidelities come up. I'm hearing a game playing woman. 2 years, get pregnant, propose to you. You're not trying to get down the aisle because you're worried about trying to have a wedding after you'd already got a freaking toddler. And it's relevant because if this is the man you had a child for, this is your longest relationship, and it's and it shows who you are in a relationship. If I had to ask him what kind of girlfriend were you, what would he tell me?
What kind of girlfriend am I?
What would he tell me? If I asked him, what was it like being with Mimi? I'm looking to date. I'm looking to marry her. What was it like being with her? What can I expect?
He would probably say that my priorities are probably not what he would like.
Don't use the damn dictionary. Just speak to me like I'm a 4-year-old.
Okay, so he would say that I am more concerned about my career.
Exactly. Gentlemen, when women start to try to use too many words, they're lying. They're trying to deceive. Did you make more money than your baby daddy?
Not in the beginning, but I started.
There we go. What year in the relationship? Year 1, year 2, year 3, did you start earning more?
It was actually, I got a promotion after we broke up the first time and got back together. I had got a promotion.
Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7.
Year 5.
So now you got a baby with a man that you never wanted to marry, and now you think you're better than because you make more money.
I didn't think I was better than him.
But okay, women who think that their man is good, they tend to run down the aisle. They don't wait. They don't tend to put their career ahead of somebody they think's good for them.
It was very important for me to have a career.
So again,
It
this is why you lose. You have a whole baby, but you don't have a family. You broke your home. You broke it. He was trying to marry you. You weren't trying to marry him. When I asked you why you're not together, you said infidelity. You didn't say none of this home wrecking shit. You said none of this stuff where this man was trying to get with you, but you were putting your career. So I hope it's beneficial. I hope it's fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I were interviewing you as a possible someone to date, I would say, well, I'm not going to give you a baby. And if a man who gave you a baby and gave you a wedding ring had to deal with this, check, please. And again, what do you do for a career?
I'm an executive in healthcare IT.
Okay. Again, but there are men who do these same jobs and they have marriages.
Yes.
Are there women who do these similar jobs and have husbands?
Yes.
Then the issue is where?
Me.
Right. It's not the job, not the career. Tommy Lauren.
Mm-hmm. I agree with
Therapy,
you. I'm not even gonna argue.
Therapy is a good thing.
Okay.
Because you even have a hard time telling the truth. I've had to damn near snatch you through the phone to get you to tell the truth. How many times have I had to just pull you back to get you to tell the truth? Anybody in the audience keeping score?
I mean, maybe it's my ego, I think.
Okay, well, what do you got all this ego for? I mean, how many times have I had to do that to you? Seriously. Seriously, how many times have I had to be like?
Okay, yeah, I know.
Your ego. Okay, no offense, man, but you're a healthcare executive. Does that put you in the mid six figures, low six figures, high five figures?
Mid six figures.
Okay. So now you have money and an inability to pair bond.
Yeah.
So, what is that in the background? TV?
Yeah, it's coming from my son's room. So.
All right. Jesus Christ, can you tell him to turn down or go somewhere else? Because that's kind of loud. Okay, so I got a question for you. I got a question for you. I want to go back to little girl Mimi. Okay. I want to go back to 8-year-old strawberry shortcake, dolls and dollhouse, and princess birthday party. Huh?
I'm just changing rooms.
I want to go back to the little girl. When you were a little girl, when you looked at your life and said you were 40, were you alone?
No.
And I'm gonna say something. This might hurt a little bit, so I need you to prepare yourself. You're an executive. You earn well, but sadly, many women in your position ends up making their sons their husbands.
That's ironic because you're not the first person to tell me that.
I know. Is your son spoiled?
Yeah.
Right.
I bought him a nice car for his 16th birthday.
So you're making him a pudussy. You're making him the very kind of men you women despise. That boy's TV is so damn loud that when mama's on the phone, you carried your ass on another room instead of telling him, Junior, turn that shit down. I'm on the phone. Now, if that had been his daddy or a man you were dating, you'd have checked his ass.
You're right.
So, okay, all seriousness, man.
Okay.
If you didn't make the kind of money you made, would you have the what the stop that? If you didn't make the kind of money you made, would you have the stop that? If you didn't make the sorry, if you didn't make the kind of money you made, would you be moving this way?
Probably not.
All right. Now, pro tip: are those colored contacts?
No.
Those you realize?
Yes, I am Caribbean.
Cool. So you have all that going for you.
Mm-hmm.
And people just can't wonder, why is she single?
Oh, they wonder.
Well, but I just asked you, what is it like to be with you?
I don't really date.
But okay. What do you think it's like to be your man?
Now?
Oh, no, you don't really date. What has it been like to be your man? It's better to be your son.
Probably, yeah.
That's a damn shame. Which is why son husbands become ineffectual men.
So now my downfall is going to affect my child.
If you don't do something about it, he's 16 years old. Where's his daddy?
They have a relationship. I just
right.
Yeah.
Where is he in the same city?
He's in the same city, just like about 45 minutes out.
So how often do you speak ill of his or of his father in front of him?
I don't.
Huh?
I don't.
If I asked your son, what's going on between you and his dad, would he know the story?
Probably not.
Okay.
The last actual, I wouldn't say argument, but tough conversation I had that my son was actually privy to, he was like 6.
Okay.
And so I made a promise to my mom not to argue with him.
Well, that's good.
Have any type
that's good. But your son still looks at mom who's making mid-6 figures, who's an attractive woman who can't keep a man. I had one of those. Let me let you know, we're not blind. We're like, why can't my mama get a man? Or why? Do you speak highly of men? Here's the thing. Your son looking at your empty life does not speak highly of men who look like him. Your son looking at your empty life does not speak highly of men, especially men that look like him. So just because you say nothing, your silence is yelling. So to compensate for missteps, what single parents like us do is we tend to overcompensate, guilt spend and everything else like that. So if you have those kind of resources, at 16 years old, he has a car. Tell me where this boy is working.
Is he working?
I said, tell me where this boy is working.
Where he is?
Yes.
Yeah, he has a job.
He doesn't?
He does.
Where is he working?
Oh, he's working at a grocery store, local to mine.
And you bought him a brand new car?
Yeah. He works part-time.
Part-time? Has he got a girlfriend?
Mm-hmm. No.
Ever have a girlfriend?
Yeah, he did.
Did he ever go out on dates?
No.
So when did he have a girlfriend?
Well, it was when he was a...
Excuse again? Say
freshman.
what? Huh?
It wasn't. When he was a freshman, you know, they went to middle school, and yeah, but she's changed school, so
Right.
it wasn't that type of, you know.
But that's what I'm asking. You know what I'm asking?
What are you asking me?
I'm asking you this. Okay. The boy has a brand new car that he can't pay for. He's got a part-time job, and I asked him, does he have a girlfriend? Because if he's got a girlfriend, he needs to have a job.
Mm-hmm.
Does he get an allowance?
He does. I have a joint account with him. So.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Coaching, counseling, now.
Okay.
A boy must work for what he gets. He's got a car he can't pay for. He's got an allowance and a job.
Mm-hmm.
You're making him a wuss. Not your intent. But since we're down here, how much of an allowance does he get on a monthly basis?
So.
Go ahead and tell the truth, man. I'm gonna get to it anyway.
Besides his paycheck, I have
how much is allowance does he get a month?
All of it doesn't go to his checking though. It's $1,000 a month. $400 goes to checking.
Holy shit! Holy fucking shit! You give a 16-year-old boy $1,000, tax free.
$400 goes to checking.
I
the rest
need
goes to
you to pay attention.
Okay.
How long would it take him to earn $1,000 take home?
At his current job?
Yes, ma'am.
How
much does he make an hour?
He makes $8.75.
Ma'am, this isn't funny, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
It's really, it's not funny, ma'am.
He makes,
$8.75. $8.75.
Mm-hmm. He works anywhere between 20 to
right.
20.
So he'd have to work 4,000 hours at $8.75. He'd have to work 115 hours. And he works part-time, right?
Mm-hmm.
He'd have to work a month and a half to make $1,000 gross.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd have to work almost 3 months to make $1,000 take home. 2 or 3 months.
Yes.
And you're giving it to him just because he came out of your vagina. Just because. Does he have an Xbox or a PlayStation?
Both.
Of course. Of course he does. And he's on your checking account too. So he has full access to the money so he can go shopping.
He does not have access.
Yeah, well,
to
you said
account.
you had a.
It's a joint.
Okay, joint account.
I have access.
Hold on,
to his.
hold on. I'm not your son.
Okay, sorry.
Back it down. I'm just trying to understand.
Okay.
The young man, the boy, has financial freedoms that he has not earned. So let me ask you a question. If 10 years from now he popped up and said, "Mama Mimi, meet Margaret," and Margaret's 40 years old, but she takes care of me just like you did, Mama. She bought me a car because you're setting him up to look for women to take care of him. Oh no, man. We going there tonight. Alpaca fucking lunch. We're in overtime, people. Go home because this needs to be done. Because see, this is the end result of when women finally, those degrees and all that money come to fruition. When women get money, they make their daughters become tough and they make their boys punks. And she's an executive. You would not give anybody at the company you work for free money. You'd make them work for everything they earn. You have employees that have to show up at work and do a job. But yet, because you have that mother guilt, you're giving him $1,000 that he can't earn in 3 months, 2 to 3 months it would take him. And then you buy him everything else. He doesn't know anything about really working for you. All he got to do is go to mama. Mama, I want the PlayStation. Mama, I want this. Mama, I want that. I'm quite sure he dresses really nice. Because that's my son. That's my boy. He got to look like Mama Mimi. So he has to have the nice J's or the nice jeans, get the Gucci belt, or which one does he like, Gucci or Louis Vuitton or Hermes? Which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
We actually just went to the Gucci store last week.
Right. Which one though?
He likes Gucci.
Right. And how much is a Gucci and a Gucci belt generally run about how much? Does he like the Gucci logo? Does he like the which one does he?
He has a belt that was, I think the last one he was like $495.
Okay, well that's on the low. That's on the lower end for Gucci. I got a lot of them over there.
Yeah,
but again,
he's not too flashy.
Excuse me, but again, how long would he have to work to be able to pay for one Gucci belt? A month.
About a month, yeah.
Right, but you just go buy him because he's your kid. How many Gucci belts? How many designer belts does he have? Because he don't just have one. He's got to have one in silver. Then he has to have one in gold. The black and silver and the black and gold. Does he have brown? Does he have colors?
He has brown. He has a white one.
So does he into designer sneakers? Balenciaga, Giuseppe Sonata.
He likes Balenciaga.
Right. Does he have the speed trainers? Okay. And the speed trainers, which ones? The 650 ones or the 795 ones?
795.
Right. And you bought those too, right? Because if he had to work for it, he'd have to work almost 2.5, 3 months. When he puts on a t-shirt, is he going to get those from Saint Laurent or those Versace, Dior? Which one?
He likes the Gucci t-shirt.
Right. Of course he does, because mama's paying for it. And Gucci t-shirts or Gucci polo shirts?
The t-shirts.
And those are what? The ones that are what, $325?
Yeah, $325 to $400.
Yeah, so you listen to a black woman who is paying $400 for her no part-time working son, a $400 shirt. Ma'am, have you ever taken a man? What's the most money you've ever spent on a man you're dating?
A man I'm dating?
Yeah, have you ever taken a man out to dinner?
I have.
Okay. And what was the check?
I think it was probably around 500. We went to Nobu, Dallas.
Okay.
I think it was about 500.
All right. There are guys in here chat room trying to find out where you are, but I'm trying to help you.
Okay.
I'm really trying to help you because there's a boy at risk, and then there's a woman at massive risk.
Yeah.
And your father's alive.
Yes, he is.
And no one says anything about this.
No, my dad lives in another city.
Okay. Does he know you're this extravagant with your son?
To a certain extent.
Why doesn't he know the full extent? Because he'd have something to say about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you hide it from him. Right?
Yeah. Especially the clothes.
Right. Because you're an accomplished liar. You've been lying to me the entire night until I finally got you to tell the truth.
I'm not.
Ma'am, you don't look at it that way. It's just lines of omission. Yeah. You don't just tell them outright.
Okay.
Karen White, you're corporate. I know you. I've worked with plenty of women like you. You're not new to me.
Okay.
I mean, have I been right about most of the stuff I've said?
Yes, you have.
That means I must know what I'm talking about. So if you're deceiving your father or not telling you know that's not, you don't do it in the light, that means you know that's something you probably shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
But it's my baby boy and he deserves it. Mama works hard and you know what?
He gets good grades.
Of course, that motherfucker should get good grades. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth of it. He should get grades. When's the last time he cut the yard?
We don't have a yard. We live in a high rise.
Okay, when's the last time he cleaned the house, cleaned the gutters? When's the last time he did anything manual labor around the house?
He washes the dishes.
Ooh, wow. A whole dishwasher, huh? When's the last time he did anything that somebody would be, when the toilet gets clogged up, who fixes it?
We call it.
Right. So great. Congratulations, Black women. This is what happens when you have no man and you go out and get your money. This is the boys you raise. So ladies, when you meet him, understand she only meant the best. You're raising him like a girl.
Well, hopefully he'll have a good career, and then he won't need, I mean, I try to lead example.
So hopefully he will have a good career.
He plans on. I mean, he knows what it takes.
Okay, ma'am. So, do other well-off parents spoil their children like this?
I know a few.
Is that the norm?
No.
But it is the norm for single mothers. Because the ones you know, are they married or are they single?
Well, most of them are single, but I know one that's not.
Ma'am, at the end of the day, his grades are what he makes for the food that's in the refrigerator, the water that's in the pipes, and the electricity that's in the wall. That's what his grades are for, not a goddamn Gucci belt.
Why would I, if I'm wearing that, why would I have shopped somewhere where I'm supposed to go get as close from TJ Maxx? I'm just I actually don't think it's okay for those women who shop at, Nordstrom's and Saks, and they're buying their kids' clothes at Ross. I think that's an issue.
Okay. And the issue is what?
They should be ashamed of themselves.
Right. So I'm sure Bill and Melinda Gates, Jeff Bezos, and people who have millions, billions have their kids driving around in diamond-studded Mercedes because they have far more money than you do.
Well, it's not
No, ma'am, listen to what I just said. You're doing okay, but you're not rich.
I'm far from it.
So the people who are rich, they should be doing exponentially better or multiples more for their kids, right?
Yeah, I get where you're going. Yeah.
Right. You're doing all this out of some guilty sense. And it's all wrong because he's a boy. He's supposed to work for something. Does he have a black belt in martial arts?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, so when's the last time he actually had a physical fight?
He's never had a fight in his life.
Oh, Jesus H. Christ. When he does have trouble, when he was a kid and had trouble with toddlers or whatever, I bet your mama stepped in and straightened that out.
I sure did.
All righty. Well, I hope you have a big home because you're going to have So here's what you do. You book a session. You book a whole lot of sessions because you need somebody like me to help you because this is bullshit.
Okay.
This is bull. I'm saying it in a joking way, but seriously, ma'am.
Okay.
I see too many. When I lived in New York, you've been a good sport about this, but there are people who are in there that probably think you're trolling, but it's still worth a lesson. Boys have to work. You don't give stuff to boys. We have to earn things. You can't raise boys. And that's what the problem, the reason so many black women can't find black men who are strong leaders and that kind of stuff is because so many of the boys are raised like girls and so many of the girls are raised like boys. What you're doing, ma'am, is what a father should be doing to a daughter.
Okay.
You've got it flipped.
Yeah.
And the evidence I offer is you're hiding it from your father.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your help.
Oh, no, bye-bye. Guys, you guys think everybody's trolling. I mean, no, everybody can't be trolling, and she did come through and put a super chat in there. And even if she did, the lessons are still the same. I know women like this. I've seen this kind of stuff. I grew up with people like this. All right, so I'm tired. Ooh, that was a good call. The bottom line is, see, ladies, there's no escaping the fact that men need to be in your life. If you can go out and make your money, earn, do all this other kind of stuff, still put yourself in a position till your biological urge kicks in. When you have that son, unfortunately, so many women baby their sons like this. Atlanta, I see it a lot because you got celebrity money down here. And these boys grow up with no sense of proportion or reality. You need men have a purpose. It's for structure. It's for reining stuff in. Ooh-wee. All right, guys. I got to get up out of here. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. Ooh. It's 1 o'clock. Let me see. I gotta go. Oh, yeah. Until the next time. Peace. We are gone. Patreon for videos you will only see there. Join me on Instagram for videos you will only see in the frat room. When they're up, they're up. When they're gone, they're gone. So tell you good night. Shout out to Mimi Valdez TV. Come back up here. Email your show ideas to info@bykevinsamuels.com or go to there to book your one-on-one personal advice, corporate or career advice, your virtual consultation, or your individual customizable hours. Book your one-on-one virtual consult. Figure out the basis of a classic masculine wardrobe. Get an idea of where you stand in the marketplace. Respect my inbox. Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love to the FBI, the feminine, beautiful, inspirational women out there. Guys, the movement is going. The train has left the station. More people are joining on board. At the end of the day, if you can't do relationships, you can't get black men or black women together, we can't get nothing. We'll get there. Thank you to all the callers. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you for everybody showing up, hanging in for this exceptionally long show. Till the next time. Good night.